I'm going to give you a little demonstration on how to do the detached woven Picot stitch. I have got a pin that is placed through the canvas that is going to help hold my spokes. And so the key here is to do an odd number of spokes total, okay? So I'm going to be putting in 5 spokes, and I'm going to use the end of this pin right here as my baseline for my Picot stitch. And I'm going to evenly place these spokes in this area that I have chosen, okay? So you want your spokes to be evenly spaced out, basically. Your final odd spoke is going to be coming up right next to the pin, or if you have enough space, you could actually put it in the same channel that the pin is in. You want to make sure these spokes are nice and tight, okay? You don't want them moving too much on the canvas. So as you can see, I have now got a total of 5 spokes wrapped around the needle. My 5th spoke is what is now connected to my needle, and it is at the top of my canvas, not going to the back of the canvas, okay? So from this point forward, I am going to start weaving over, under, over, under, over every single spoke, okay? And push them up nice to the top. Under, over, under, over, under. Again, push these up. Make sure you pull your weave snug, but not too tight. You do not want to cause the spokes to get out of position, okay? It's very important as you work your way down. It's important to push these up nice and tight, as you see I'm doing, but not tight side to side so that it distorts your spokes, okay? So I taught this in class this past month, and that was probably the most common mistake people made, is that they would just pull these weaves a little bit too tight, and it would cause the spokes to move. And we want our spokes to stay in their original position. So all I'm doing here is over, under, and I'm just continuing that pattern until I get all the way down to the bottom of my spokes. And I'm hoping I can do that with this one thread. If not, I will just stop wherever it stops and kind of give you an idea of what it's going to look like when it's complete. So these can be used for leaves. They can be used for flower petals. You could use them for a stocking cap, a fin of a fish. They can be any size, any length, any width, just depending on how big your pin is and how much you have going back behind the canvas or in front of the canvas. So the length from here to here will determine the size, as well as the number of, or not the number, but more the width of your spokes. Okay. So see how that pulled that spoke in a little bit too far? So now I'm going to make sure it goes back out and stays in its original position. So now we're going to go over, under. So you can tell I'm kind of getting down to the end here. It gets a little tricky navigating around these spokes, obviously. The tighter it gets when you get to the end. Again, just make sure that you don't pull these out. So I'm paying attention every time I do the weave. I'm getting my spokes back out to their original shape. Once you finish your wrap, you're going to take it to the back of the canvas at the base. Your goal is to get over all these spokes. And I will say, having just done it not too long ago without having a cutting that was big enough, you do want to try to have just one thread cover your entire Picot. Okay, so I'm almost done. I'm going to let this be my last one. And then I'm going to take it to the back here. And then you would just anchor it on the back with some stitching that's adjacent to it. And then you pull your pin out. And then there you have got a three-dimensional detached Picot. Now, you can anchor it by going in here and keeping it straight. You can turn it and anchor it off to the side if you wanted to for any reason, or you could cause it to pucker a little bit. So you can do a variety of different things with this particular stitch. Okay.